wherever busy you can to kitchen. Today I'm going to be doing a bit of baking. The first thing I'm going to make is some biscotti. You know those lovely little hard Italian biscuits that you often get in the posh coffee shops on the side of your saucer? We're going to actually make some today, and they're really easy. When you're baking, you need scales. The scales I have are Salter scales. You can do pounds and ounces or grams and kilograms in them. You can also alternate between the two. If you put something on it that weighs 120 grams, but I can change it from grams to ounces, and it tells me it weighs 4.2 ounces. So if you're not sure, or if you're bouncing between the two, as I frequently do, they are available on Amazon. I will put a link in the description for you if you want, if you want to have a look. Other versions are available. I use Salter because I know and trust them. Anyway, so now we've established that we need scales for baking. General sort of savoury foods, you don't really need scales, but for baking you do need to be accurate. So my biscotti. First thing I've got is First thing I've got is 200 grams of plain flour. I'm actually going to do a little Christmas present as well, or a little gifty thing. Right, so we've got 200 grams of plain flour in my bowl. As I say, I'm also going to do a little Christmassy gift, or general gift. It doesn't have to be Christmas. I only say Christmas because we're getting close to Christmas now. This is a great one for this because it's all dry ingredients. The only liquid ingredients you need are vanilla essence and eggs, and most people have those in their home. So the first 200 grams of plain flour I'm going to put in this jar. These spring lock jars are available ever so reasonably priced now, and this looks really nice. You can also put a link into the description to show you where to get these jars. As I say, they are really reasonably priced now. You don't have to buy the branded ones. If you want to make the present more special, you can, but as I say, you can get lower cost ones now, and it's just a nice little homemade gift. So I'm going to shake that down. So I've got my flour in the bottom of the jar, and again I'm going to weigh out 200 grams of plain flour for our biscotti. To this I'm going to add 75 grams of dried fruit. You can use any dried fruit you want. On the run up to Christmas, the sour cranberries are lovely, or I'm using sultanas today. You can use really anything, currants, raisins, mixed fruit. If you want to grate a little lemon zest or orange zest into the mixture, you can. It's really up to you. And I want 75 grams in my bowl. And 75 grams going into the jar, and you're creating lovely layers. So it looks, I'm going to put in 75 grams of nuts. I'm using flaked almonds today, but again, you can use any nuts you want. So 75 grams for my bowl. And 75 grams to go into my jar. And again, just smooth them over, and you can see we're starting to get some nice layers there. Now we want 75 grams of soft, light brown. I use unrefined cane sugar because I like it, but you do want the soft, light brown sugar because of the texture. So 75 grams in my bowl. This is a sort of quick and easy way of making up quite nice little Christmas presents, especially for friends that you know bake with their children and things like that. It's a nice little stocking filler that gives them the opportunity to spend time together, which is always precious. So that's going to go in on top of that. We'll just push it down a little bit because we're starting to get a little bit full. Now I want a teaspoon of mixed spice, one in there, one in there. All of the ingredients, quantities and everything as usual will be in the description for you. 1 teaspoon of ground cinnamon, one in the bowl, one in my jar, 1 teaspoon of baking powder. These will rise when they're in the oven, so don't make, we're going to make them into like sausages in a minute, don't make them too big because you'll have huge biscotti sausages. So a teaspoon of baking powder going into my jar, and a teaspoon of bicarbonate of soda. 1 into my bowl and 1 into my jar. So there we have a nice little Christmas gift for somebody. I've handwritten the recipe out for them, written on the envelope exactly what it is. Got some nice ribbon, and I'll show you that so it's ready to gift at the end. Right, back to our biscotti. Just mix all those dry ingredients together, just give them a good stirring up. Making sure everything's combined. To that I'm going to add 1 teaspoon of our usual vanilla bean extract. If you want to use something different, you can use lemon essence, you can use almond extract, any number of things. It's entirely up to you. These are just rough guides. These are the ingredients I'm using, but if you want to change the fruit, if you want to change the flavourings, the only sort of musts are the, you know, the flour and the eggs and everything. Putting 2 eggs in. I always find this stage easier to do with a knife, just because I find you get better control and it mixes easier. And I'm just going to mix those in. You don't need any other liquid in there. It's literally just your eggs as your liquid. Until everything is well combined and is starting to come together. Okay, and back to the hands. These are starting to come together nicely, just folding it in. As I say, you want a really solid dough ball. Turn it out onto my side. Just keep working it in. Doesn't take many minutes, doesn't take much effort, and the end results are so worth it. Everything's really well incorporated now, it's all sticking together nicely. I'm just going to put a little bit of flour on the side, obviously making sure all your work surfaces are clean, your hands are clean and all the rest of it. And now I'm going to roll that into a sausage. And then I'm going to say, remember this will swell in the oven, so these are going to come out bigger than I'm actually doing them. I'm going to cut that on an angle, because biscotti are always angled. Round it off a little. And I have parchment again, because again this will stick if you don't use parchment, and you don't need to grease parchment, so it's perfect. So I'm just to put them next to each other, again allowing distance for them to swell. So you've got your 2 biscotti starters going into the oven. They're going to cook in the oven about 180 degrees for about half an hour. Then you take them out, slice them, put them back on the baking tray and give them a second baking. So this is their first baking, and we'll come back to these in about half an hour. Right, my biscotti have had half an hour in the oven. They're not cooked at this stage. This is just the first stage of the cooking. I'm going to take them, and remember they are hot. I'm going to take them off of my parchment paper using a clean tea towel, because again they are hot, and doing it at an angle. I've actually angled that one a bit already. Just cut across them, and you cut them all the way down. Can't really see very well, so I'll burn my fingers for you. I say always at an angle, about a finger width across. Right, that's given me 26 pieces. I've put them back on my parchment paper, same temperature oven, and they're going to go back in for about another 20 minutes to half an hour. After about 10 minutes, I'm going to take them out of the oven and just turn them over so that both sides get golden brown. You don't want one side burnt and one side raw. So they're going back in the oven for, well, we'll start off with 10 minutes. 10 minutes in the oven again since I sliced them, and they're just taking on a nice golden brown colour. So I'm going to turn, it's a bit of a faff, I know, but it really is worth it. And they are actually so easy to make that, you know, you pay a small fortune for them in the shops, and really they cost pennies. I'm all for luxury living on a budget price. There you go, so they're all turned over. I'm going to pop those back in the oven for about another 15 minutes just to finish off the cooking and to get this side golden brown. Look, my biscotti have had another 15 minutes in the oven, and you can see they're just lovely and golden brown now. I'm going to put them onto my cooling rack just to cool off. So just spread them around your cooling rack and just leave them on there for 5 to 10 minutes just to cool off. When you're using parchment paper, you don't need to grease it because it's got this like waxiness to it, which doesn't melt but prevents everything sticking to it. And I never thought to say in the meringue recipe, so I hope anybody who's doing the meringue is watching, but if you grease it to do the meringues, you'll just knock all the air out of your meringue, because grease and meringue don't work together. Right, so that's our biscotti made and ready, and our little gift jar ready to maybe have a giveaway. I have to have a little think about some things. Right, so that's it for this video, guys. I hope you've enjoyed watching, and I hope it'll get you cooking really soon, because you can too. It's so easy, it really is. Please, please, please like this video for us, subscribe to our channel, touch the little bell icon to get notifications when we post more videos, and tell all your friends about us. The more people that know, the more that watch, the more I'll do. Thank you for watching today. I hope you'll join us again very soon in the You Can Too kitchen. See you soon, guys.